Everybody, welcome to the Locked On Avalanche podcast. The Avalanche avenge a loss from about a week ago against the Calgary Flames. That one hurt. Overtime loss. This time, they get a 3-0 win. It did not come easy, but Darcy Kuemper was on his game, as was Nathan MacKinnon. Lots to talk about, and because we didn't do anything over the weekend, we're also going to be discussing the Gabe Landeskog and Sammy Girard injury issues. Is LTIR on the horizon? Let's do this. All right, everybody. Welcome to the Locked On Avalanche podcast, part of the Locked On Podcast Network, your team every day. I am your host, Chris Maselli. With me, as always, Mr. Shaggy Von Doom. Kyle Sullivan is in the house, the Colorado Avalanche, with a 3-0 win, avenging an earlier loss, difficult loss to Calgary. This one was, again, not as easy, and you might see a score of 3-0, think it maybe was a walk in the park. Far from it. But the Avs were up to the challenge, at least on Sunday night. Excuse me. Man, great game. We'll get to all of it. First things first, thank you for making this your first listen of the day. That is always appreciated. Follow the show on social media outlets, LOPN_Avalanche on Twitter, Locked On Avalanche on Instagram. Questions, comments, concerns, opinions, go to lockedonavalanche@gmail.com. And follow the show over on our YouTube channel, where we are live right now over on YouTube. Search Locked On Avalanche and subscribe. Get notified whenever a new show goes live. All right, sir. So, a 3-0 win for the Avs. The Avs needed this in more ways than one. One, because they haven't been playing great hockey lately. They've been playing okay hockey. But, the game that we went to in New Jersey, 3-0, you were up. Yeah, it was a back-to-back, but you end up losing that one. You almost gave up a lead against the Islanders. You obviously lost to Calgary. So things haven't been going the way the Avs want them to. And, you get all the Landeskog news, the Sammy G news, which we will get to. But you needed a win. Doesn't matter who the opponent was, but especially against Calgary, who is on your heels. They're nipping at your heels, and you needed some separation, and the Avs got it. They played a really good game from top to bottom, I think.
Yeah, with a injury depleted team, and you kind of felt like this was going to be the game we're going to get demolished. You just, you had that feeling like everything's it hasn't been going great for the Avalanche here lately for about a week. It's been rough, and then that, pardon the pun, but the Avalanche news about everybody being out for as long as they are, and especially how we played Calgary last time. You're like, oh, this is going to be fun. And then Nathan MacKinnon comes right out there and gets everything going. And honestly, you talk about the 3-0 score and how it's kind of deceptive. That second period where nothing happened, that's where everything happened. Vladar was out of his mind. And for the Avalanche to overcome a goalie getting hot, that spoke a lot, especially for how things have been trending for the Avalanche lately.
Yeah, it's true, because they haven't been able to overcome that. You've been running into pretty hot goaltenders, and normally the Avs can overcome that. Their offensive abilities are just too great for other teams, and that most of the time they'll figure it out as the game goes on, and they haven't been able to do that. But he had a good start to the second period, but you're right, man. The Avs just found a way, and it was, believe it or not, the power play. The first one was beautiful with MacKinnon. How he had that much time and space, I do not know. I think that might have been either a blown assignment, or he just found a weak spot and exploited it. When you give him that much time and space, you're going to pay for it.
Yeah.
And that's exactly what happened in that first power play. And even in the second power play, Alex Newhook, goes ping, ping, and you could have been 2 for 2. The horn actually sounded, I thought. I think,
it did.
It went off in the arena for a split second. you thought that that was going in, and even it's unbelievable how that did not go in. I don't know how that thing did not go in, but for one reason or another, it did not. So it's like, okay, you're 1 for 2 on the power play. Good. Could have been 2 for 2, but it still was a little bit better. And again, this is a very, very good penalty killing team and a power play team. And you shut them down. Was it 0 for 4?
0 for 3.
0 for 3. 0 for 3. So, and the last one came when they pulled their goalie, and it was 6 on 4. So I thought, where's the downside to how they were playing in special teams today? It really wasn't one.
And it's really hard to kill off penalties from Calgary because the way they handle things, we always complain about the slingshot pass that the Avalanche do. Calgary plays this little small triangle, and they set up on the half boards, and it's like a little pass, and that's how they break out. It's the most adorable thing. If you go back and watch it, it's adorable. It's precious. Yeah. But if you watch them do that little pass, that's how they break out. And for the Avalanche to stay to what they're doing and kill off all three, that's pretty incredible. And you talked about Nathan MacKinnon, whether it was a blown assignment or Nathan MacKinnon just realizing where he needed to be. I think it was a little bit of both. Because Nathan MacKinnon does this thing whenever Landeskog's not there. It goes from that Batman and Robin scenario to Nightwing. And Nathan MacKinnon was Nightwing.
Yeah. No, I mean, he was in his normal spot. It's not like he was in a location that they weren't expecting him to be in. I don't know. I don't know why Calgary overloaded the other side, and it just left him wide open. And even though, the goalie was kind of in position, but that's just his pinpoint accuracy is just going to get that by him. What else we have for? Let's see some stats here. We got to talk about Darcy Kuemper because he's been up and down lately. Maybe more down. I mean, the whole team's been kind of down lately, but he got pulled the last time these two teams played. Gave up 3 goals in a relatively short amount of time. Wasn't happy about it. Slammed a stick on the boards, which you don't really see him do all that much. He doesn't really show he's a happy-go-lucky guy. He doesn't really show a ton of emotion like that. So I think it was a no-brainer that he was going to be out there against Calgary in game 2 against these guys. And he didn't just want to, have this be a game where they just get by, it's a dog fight. And it was for the most part. He wanted to shut the door and slam the door on them. And he really, really, when you have 46 shots thrown at you and you don't let in a single one, especially against a team like Calgary, you have done your job in spades. And that is number 1 star easily. Yeah. For Darcy Kuemper. That was his best performance of the year, if you ask me.
And the thing is, it wasn't just 46 shots straight at the crest. He was having to work for it. He was having to swim around, use the glove, use the blocker. He was out of his mind. And it's one of those, the defense feeds off that confidence. And once Darcy's rolling, the team is rolling.
Yeah. That one goal, or not goal, could have been a goal for Calgary. And I don't know if it went off the shaft of the stick or the blocker or a combination of the two, but we've been on the other side of that a lot this year, where a goalie is just on fire and you just throw your hands up to the sky and say, how are we going to do this? And for the most part, the Avalanche kind of find ways to do it, but Calgary was in that mode. They just could not get anything past him. And even when they had the power play with 30 seconds left, hey, why not? It's 3-0, but why not throw, let's try to get something off him. And I think it was Tkachuk had a good look, and Kuemper was just Johnny on the spot. Fantastic game by him. I couldn't be more excited about how that going forward for him, because he really needed a game like that against a team like Calgary. So,
and it had a feeling of it being a 1-0 game all the way through with how Vladar was playing on the other end. Yeah, so you had a feeling that this was going to go the distance, and Nathan MacKinnon bookending it and kicking the top off the anthill That really added to the game.
Peter Baugh just put up a very interesting tweet about a comment Jared Bednar just made. So I'm going to get to that.
Oh, boy.
But first, how's that for leaving you hanging, right? We're going to hear from Athletic Greens. It's our new partner. And it's something that we finally got it in the mail. And we've been taking it. And I think I've been doing it for 3 or 4 days now. And I gotta say, I like the stuff. A lot of the time when you have like these like green looking drinks, they're like blah. But this is actually it tastes like fruit juice. It's actually pretty darn good. So what is it? You get one delicious scoop of Athletic Greens, and you're absorbing 75 high quality vitamins, minerals, whole food source superfoods, probiotics, and adaptogens to help you start your day right. This is a special blend of ingredients that supports your gut health, your nervous system, your immune system, your energy, your recovery, focus, your aging, pretty much everything. So, what is Athletic Greens? It was created when the founder experienced a ton of gut health issues and ended up on a complicated supplement routine to recover. It cost him $100 per day. So he created Athletic Greens after experiencing how difficult it was to create an optimal nutrition routine on your own. It costs less than $3 a day. You're investing in your health, and it's cheap than your cold brew habits. It's cheaper than getting all of the different supplements yourself, and you're investing in an all-in-one nutritional insurance. So right now, it's time to reclaim your health and arm your immune system with a convenient daily nutrition, especially heading into the flu and cold seasons. It's just one scoop in a cup of water every day, and that is it. No need for a million different pills or supplements to look out for your health. And to make it easy, Athletic Greens is going to give you a free 1-year supply of immune-supporting vitamin D and 5 free travel packs with your first purchase. All you have to do is visit athleticgreens.com/NHL network. Once again, it's athleticgreens.com/NHL network to take ownership over your health and pick up the ultimate daily nutritional insurance. All right. So, yeah, I said that Peter Baugh put up something that Coach Bednar just said. It's pretty interesting. So he said, I'm going to be honest with you. Because we've been so good, I haven't even looked at the standings all year. I haven't felt the need.
Whoa.
And then Peter Baugh goes on to say he didn't say this in an arrogant way. He said he circles games on the schedule, but the team isn't focused on playoff matchups. I mean, I look at the standings every day just to make sure we are where we are, or not even to make sure we are where we are. I know where we are just because it feels good to look at, I use the Score app for my sports. So I always go to hockey, and I do, man, like you can separate it by division, by conference, and by overall. And I always click that overall just so I can see the Avalanche. And everyone, it makes you feel good.
It does. I do the same every day on the NHL app. I'll tap one, look at it, feel good, tap the next, and then tap the next, and then it starts my day off right.
Wow. So, and you know what? I believe him. I believe him when he said he doesn't check the standings. There's really no reason for him to. In the position that he's in, it doesn't matter. He knows his team is good. So what's the point? And like, you don't need to constantly check it. You know what games are you have to get up for all the games, but you know what I mean? Like for a game like Calgary, you have to get up for that. You kind of have an inherited quality. It's like a sixth sense of you know where they're at. He knows he's got a good team. I love that. I think that's hilarious.
That is super swagger from the man I want to be when I grow up, Jared Bednar.
Yeah, you don't want to be him when he was active days, because I think it was negative. What was he 1 year? Like negative 92 or something?
Yeah, but he had a sick mullet, some sweet lettuce.
He did. I thought there was something else that he put up. So Jared Bednar,
he probably he dropped the mic and just left.
Yeah, that was a mic drop moment right there. Noted that this game was the Avs should have won, considering how much hockey Calgary has played lately. That's true. They did play last night before, I should say. I think against Detroit, if I'm not mistaken. I think that's who it was. So yeah. So they were on a back-to-back, but we've been on them too. So every team has been on them. So it's no excuses. And we're down a couple important pieces, which we will get to a little bit later. I wanted to bring up, we do have some people kind of commenting in the chat. So our good friend, the Yeti Report, who always follows us over on YouTube. Thank you for that, sir. Said he thought MacKinnon was going to get the hat trick, and poor Newhook. Yeah, we mentioned Newhook. I don't know how that, again, I don't know how that didn't go in. But yeah, but when MacKinnon usually gets going like that, there's nothing that can stop him. And he should, I shouldn't say should have, he could have had the hat trick. There was a play where he just got the puck perfectly in transition, threw it over to, I want to say it was Nichushkin. I could be wrong on that. And just continued his march toward the goal. And it was a perfect pass right on a stick and didn't go in. It was another good save.
Yeah.
It was another good save. But
yeah, I was cheering so hard for Newhook. When he finally gets that goal, like you feel, especially with the absence of Landy and Sammy G, like this is a perfect opportunity for him to step up. And with that goal, he's going to do that.
Yeah. Overall, let me see. I got some more stats I want to bring up here. Avs were down because of no Gerard and no Landeskog. They didn't bring anybody up, and that is a salary cap move right there to do that, because you're accruing more salary cap every day that goes on. And if you bring somebody up, they're going to go up against the cap, and they don't want to do that right now. So it was a little bit of a risk, but I feel like one that they were willing to take, and because of the position that they're in, why not? Like Jared Bednar was just saying, like, he's not looking at the standings, but we are. I mean, Calgary is coming up on you, but you're way up in the division. So, I mean, you can afford to do stuff like that. And if all those dollars matter.
Yeah.
So every day you're accruing more salary cap, as I don't know what it is daily for the Avs, but to kind of make that decision, you're kind of saying like, okay, we're comfortable where we're at, and we still feel like we can go out and beat this team with what we have. And you were down a forward. Ballsy move, but pretty, it worked.
I think we can honestly get away with this for the West Coast swing.
Well, they're playing the Kings
and the Sharks. I think Sharks on Tuesday.
Man,
what you're saying is the sum of these parts are they greater than Calgary? Like,
no, they're not.
And you're not going to have Vladar in net either.
No, but you're putting a lot of pressure on to do that game after game. I don't know. I just to Matt and everyone's point, McDermott, his shots were looking really, really good. Yeah.
And we have been talking about no scoring out of lines 3 and 4. If you want to roll with this on this West Coast swing, you'll be pushing lines 3 and 4 to do something. Like Nathan MacKinnon went out there and proved it. Mikko finished it off. Okay, lines 3 and 4. Go out there and score something.
Yeah, well, even again, like they don't have to score anything from me. They just have to prevent goals. And I thought they did well tonight. There were some moments that even I thought Tyson Jost played a better game.
Yeah,
I didn't see JT Compher that much.
You know what? That's a great point. I want to look at his minutes real quick. I did not see him at all.
He's got just shy of 17 minutes. So I don't know, and he had one shot on goal for 17 minutes. You want more than that, man. Come on. Like, I'm not trying to nitpick here, but I just didn't notice him a lot. Where I felt like I noticed Jost a little bit more. Maybe it's because of that mammoth helmet he's wearing, but he had 11:34, but he's gonna have a little bit more when you're down a forward.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? But yeah, where's Curtis McDermott? 4 seconds shy of 10 minutes for Curtis McDermott on the ice. Come on now, man.
One step in front of the other.
But he played bad. He played well.
Yeah.
I have to say, like and carrying the puck. Normally he's just a statue. They'll pass it to him and he'll just shuffle it off to somebody else, sometimes the other team. but he was moving the puck through the zones. Who have you become, Curtis McDermott? Like, I was like impressed, and he had a nice shot on net. How many total did he have on net? Let me see.
I guess it takes
That
half a
was the only
season for
one.
him to get cranked up.
But you know what? Sometimes it does for people. Sometimes it does. So, and I think he was just lost. He was
Yeah.
absolutely lost. He was playing on a team that was expecting, a lot from him other than just fighting, and, a team that's going places. And he's never really had that opportunity. So maybe he was just like a deer in headlights in the beginning. And again, I'm not saying he's not going to win you any games. He's not that type of guy. But it was a much better game, and at the perfect time. He needed to be.
And honestly, to your point that you made last week or the last Calgary game, who would you rather have, McDermott or Big Z again? Seeing both of them on the ice tonight, I like McDermott.
You want to know what they were doing? Like, don't tell me like they're not scheming against Zadorov.
Yeah,
he was out there for their power play.
Yeah,
on their second unit, and every time he touched the puck, they were attacking him.
Yeah.
They were going right after him because they know he's not good with the puck, and he could fumble. He didn't really turn it over that much, but he was panicked and tried to do some shuffle passes against the boards or something like that. I was watching it distinctly. And that's how he is. Like, yeah, he's a big body and he can fight and he's got a good shot, but he gets squirmish with the puck, and the Avs knew that.
You would see that a lot when he was an Avalanche sweater.
Oh yeah. Let me see here. Looking at like Corsi scores. Helm, Corsi 4-9 against 12. Abe Kubel, Corsi 4-5 against 7. It's not horrible, but Kubel with Fenwick 4 was 3. So he was on the ice for a lot of block shots anyway. And he
only had 9 minutes.
Yeah. Yeah. But everybody else, that did. Wow, man. Wow. I'm looking at this for the first time. This shows you how tight this game was, because almost everybody on the Avs is below the 50% threshold for Corsi 4, Corsi against. Even, MacKinnon was 28-4, 22 against. Newhook was 28-4, 30 against. The only ones that were over 50% were MacKinnon, Jack Johnson.
Hey, banana pancakes.
And Curtis McDermott. He was 12 and I'm lying. And obviously Mikko Rantanen was too. So, and Ryan Murray. So there's a handful, but most of them are under 50%, that's an even game. Mm-hmm. That is an even game. So, all right, we have to get to a couple other sponsors, and then we're going to get to our sound check for the day. One that Kyle has been waiting on for a while. But first, betonline.net. Is that they came out with the brackets, right? Wasn't that?
Yep.
Yes. All right. Sorry, I was watching a hockey game. Don't care. But it is that time of year again for college basketball's big tournament. It is finally here. From the latest odds, contests, and players' props, betonline.net is the number one source for all of your sports betting needs. It remains the best spot for all your sports scores, podcasts, and news for this season. And it's not just basketball. BetOnline is your continued source for all of your sporting wagering information needs, including live betting and your favorite Vegas casino games. So head to the website today or use your mobile device to learn more about the trends and action. That's betonline.net. It's where the game starts. And you know it, you love it, Built Bar. You got your you took them on the road with you, right?
Yes, I'm down to regular Built Bars right now.
Well, that's not bad. I mean, those are just as good as the Puffs.
I was telling everybody about the Puffs, and I think there's some people buying some Puffs.
All right. I like it. So, the Built Bar Puffs are the first ever protein-infused marshmallow bar. They're fluffy and they're marshmallowy. And they're not just a protein bar. They are a treat that is covered in 100% chocolate. Puffs are a fan favorite with some incredible flavors like cinnamony churro, coconut marshmallow, and banana cream pie. One of those is bound to be your new favorite. They're low calorie, high protein. Replace your candy bar with these. They're better than a typical candy bar. which can be anywhere from 200 to 300 calories, when most Built Bars are 130 calories, 4 grams of sugar, 4 grams of net carbs, and 17 grams of protein. So go to built.com right now. Use the promo code LOCKED15 to get 15% off of your order. Once again, that promo code LOCKED15 for 15% off at built.com. All right, sir. We have some songs to get to. Our LOPN sound check. Songs that summarize the action against the Calgary Flames. And if you want, you can go over to Spotify and just search LOPN soundtrack and follow along, because all these songs get added to that set list. So what do you got for me today, sir? Well, I know what you got, but go ahead.
As a former Guitar Hero competitor.
Did you really do that?
Yes, I ranked 8th out of a tournament of 72.
Really?
Had my picture in the paper and everything.
No way.
Oh yeah, I could throw down some Guitar Hero.
All right.
Through the Fire and the Flames from Dragon Force.
Yeah.
It's one of those songs everybody knows. They're like, oh, okay. Listen to it again. That you got to hear it. You've just got to hear it.
Expert level?
Oh yeah.
No, you could. Did you really? You can get through it on expert level? Wow. I think we need a video
I had
we can post it.
I had the advantage of going from regular guitar to, you take a whole guitar, a fretboard down to 5 buttons. Come on now.
Yeah, I could do. I think I could do that on hard, but not on expert.
Close to Dover is what I played for fun.
I don't know that one. So.
Oh, Eric Johnson's Cliff of Dover.
But I know, that put Dragon Force on the map, and they became like massive after that. And they played around where I live, maybe like a year or so after they came out, and you couldn't get in the place.
Yeah.
And I think everybody just wanted to hear Through the Fire and the Flames like over and over again. They didn't even need a set list. It was like one song like played 20 times.
Yeah, they had some good stuff.
They did. They do. They really do. They're a solid band. For me, you've been waiting on that one. I've been kind of waiting on this one, and the Avs have not had a 3-0 score in a while, because I've been wanting to use the song 3-0 by Slipknot.
Ooh.
So I've been holding off on that one, and what better time to do it against Calgary? So some good metal selections by Kyle and I for this sound check against the Flames. So definitely go follow that set list and listen to those two.
Our upbringings are showing.
They are.
Our musical flavors are everywhere.
Yeah. All right, so we'll end it with because all the news that happened on Saturday and we don't have a show on Sunday, we have not been able to kind of discuss what's going on with Gabe Landeskog and Sam Girard. We all know what's going on now. Monday, Landeskog is having his surgery, and we know that Sammy G will be out for at least a month. I had said, if you remember last week, and I kind of just threw out a month. I said, if Sammy G is going to be out for a month, why not just leave him out the rest of the year? What's an extra 2 weeks? What's an extra 2 weeks when you can put him on LTIR, use that money to go grab somebody, play the Tampa Bay Lightning game, play the Vegas Golden Knights game. Why not?
Yep.
I don't like it, but if everybody else is doing it, then why not?
That's business, baby.
It is. And maybe they won't with Girard, because maybe if they want to get him back, they would like for him to get a couple weeks of games under his belt before the playoffs start. I get that too. For Landeskog, I don't think it makes any sense for him to come back until the playoffs start. And the way that the Avalanche are wording this, if you listen to like what Bednar was saying, they're not jumping right to he's going on LTIR. They're going to, we'll see Monday he's having the surgery, and then we'll see what's happening. I think they know what's happening. I think they're just, holding off until if something catastrophic happens. Let's knock on wood and hopefully that doesn't. But they're waiting for the answer from the medical team and the doctors. And then when they get that and they say like, it is the time frame that we thought it was going to be, I think then he's going on LTIR. Why would you not do that? Well, I mean, again, I'm not a fan of it, but teams are doing it, and it's within the rules. So if he's what is the point in bringing him back for what? The last 2 games of the season? It's not worth it. The guy has a
No.
handful of games under his belt. He's fine. It might take him a couple games in the playoffs to get going. Okay. I will live with that, with him needing a couple games to get going in the playoffs when what you picked up at the trade deadline will be more than enough to lift the entire team up.
Yeah, the Avalanche medical facility are the most optimistic people on this planet. They will never say LTIR, and they'll send a picture of Bo Byram on the ice at any given moment, and then Ryan Murray will come back out of nowhere. Like I don't know what Frankenstein's monster they got going down there, but like honestly, at this time of the year, it would make perfect sense to do the LTIR, but I understand he's gonna call the shots on this one. And he's not going to put himself in a predicament that's going to end up costing us when it comes to the playoffs. You don't want to be that guy. So you're going to play it smart here.
Well, I don't think it's just Gabe Landeskog who's going to call the shots on this. I think Joe Sakic is going to call the shots on this. I do. I feel like he's going to tell him, like, look, like, this is how long you're going to be out for.
Mm-hmm.
And we're going to keep you out so we can go get some more assets. To me, it'd be a no-brainer. The Girard thing, okay, we can have a conversation about that. I would still do it with him because now, like, you've short up $12 million in cap space for a team that is up against the cap. That is like Disneyland at the trade deadline. So I think for Landeskog, once he has the surgery and comes out of it and they say he's okay, he's going on LTIR. I think that's going to be the announcement is he's okay. Surgery went well. He's on LTIR, all in one press release. And then for Girard, maybe they got to put him on it soon though, because you have to have like 20 games or something to be on LTIR. So they couldn't do it right at the end. If they say he's going to be out for a month, and then in like week 3 of that month, you're kind of it's too late because you're deep into April at that point. And you're not going to have enough games for him to go on LTIR. So wouldn't surprise me if they don't with Girard. I'd like it for selfish reasons so we can go get more trade capital. But we'll see. But Landeskog, I think, is going on it.
Yeah, I agree. You want to put Girard back out there because you don't want guys like Murray, Jack Johnson, and EJ really spinning those legs.
Yeah. Yep. I hear you. All right. So, I just figured out I can do this too. There you go.
Wow.
Nathaniel, the bottom lines didn't produce goals, but they looked solid and stood up against the lines of the Flames. They did, man. I agree with you.
1,000%.
Like, and I don't really need the bottom to score a ton. I'd like them to score. But I want them more to prevent goals than anything else. So, here's another one from Nathaniel. I'm just happy that McDermott didn't lose his cool and that he just played solid defense. Very good point. And what were the hits in this game?
And he took that one where his feet were taken out from under him and he slid into the board. I can't remember who he took with him, but he just kind of knocked the puck away with his stick and he didn't do any extra goonery. So that was very neat.
He really didn't. Let me see. Wow, he only had one hit on the day. Believe it or not. But
who is that guy?
I don't know, man. What's going on with him? It's okay, I guess, but
an imposter.
I know. What was it? Oh, and let's clap it up for the Avs. They won the face-off battle yet again. I think this is 2 games in a row now where they won it. I don't know, but
they said it couldn't be done.
No. Yeah. All right, everybody, that will wrap it up for today. We will be doing live streams after each game from now on. So Alan joined and wanted to throw some shade in the comments. I'm not even going to talk about what he wants to throw up there. He thinks he's a funny guy. But anyway, we will be back tomorrow and with some, probably Gabe Landeskog news on how the surgery went. And every day that ticks by is another day closer to this trade deadline. And I think you're going to see things happen now. Once the Avs get notification on that surgery, I think you might see things happening a little bit quicker for the Avs because they don't want to lose out on guys now. Now you're up against that. I kind of feel like if they lost out on like Giroux or somebody like that, like, okay, we tried to get him. But now you need him to replace a big piece of your team, not only Giroux. You need guys to come in and kind of pass the torch to them right away. So I think you're going to see a lot. It's going to be like kind of fast and furious here for the Avs in the next couple days.
Yeah, it's taking a lot of the what ifs out of the way for the Avs, and they can go out there and make a splash. So, who wouldn't want to be an Avalanche right now?
That'll be fun. So yeah, we'll do live streams after every game, and maybe we'll do it every episode. I don't know. If we want to, we can do it.
We feeling froggy.
What the heck? Why not? So, all right, everybody, that's going to wrap it up for today. We will be back tomorrow with a fresh new episode. Up until then, he is Mr. Shaggy Von Doom, Kyle Sullivan, and Chris Maselli. And this is the Locked On Avalanche podcast. Thank you, everybody, for tuning in.